Welcome to Ranks FC. We're here to talk about notable omissions from the call-ups to international squads in this international break. The last one before the World Cup, boys. Dean, who are you going for?
Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho. He's not in the England squad.
No, I know.
That's absolutely ridiculous. We're going to a World Cup soon. And Jadon Sancho's still not back in the squad.
Yeah, I can tell you're upset about it, so I'm going to let you
Of course
continue.
I'm upset about it. What coach in world football is picking Jared Bowen ahead of Jadon Sancho for the World Cup?
Well, Bowen had a better season.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Who's having a better season right now? Jadon Sancho actually is.
That is right.
And who's a better footballer? Jadon Sancho is. Who's going to decide a big game? Jadon Sancho is. This is one of the best young players we've ever produced in England. And at the moment,
produced in Germany.
That's a fair point. That's even better. He wasn't even properly produced here.
Yeah,
even better.
That's why he's great.
Honestly, I am quite wound up about it.
Yeah,
I am.
can tell.
Is this because Bowen was one of the only players to do particularly well against Hungary or during that really horrible June slate? He was one of the two England players that actually came out of there with any credit.
Sancho wasn't even playing, was he?
No, but the thing is that with Bowen is that whatever he does, he is like a workhorse. You know, he's a brilliant footballer in his own right. He's having a bad
This is
bad
not
season,
about him. Yeah, it's not a personal attack on him.
He is he will always give you the legs. He will always give you the running. And if England aren't playing well, you want someone who's going to put in that shift, as opposed to Sancho, who can drift in and out of games.
Okay, but it's Jadon Sancho and it's Jared Bowen. Jared Bowen is a very, very good footballer, and I'm sure it won't be long until he joins, I don't know, Liverpool or something. But Jadon Sancho is a game changer. He can make things happen in the blink of an eye. And when you go into a World Cup, I'm not saying neither of these two are going to be starters in that team, I understand it. But if you're looking for a sub to come on, surely you want Jadon Sancho. I just think that this is madness to me, that it actually looks at this moment in time like Jadon Sancho isn't going to be going to the World Cup. Just doesn't make any sense. You think of any top coach in world football and get them to pick an England squad, they are picking Jadon Sancho. But Gareth Southgate isn't. Makes me really, really sad.
Well, see, maybe he's like, I'm going to bring him. This is an audition for someone else. Maybe.
Well, there's no signs of that.
If Sancho was more established in the team, I'd feel like that would be an option.
But yeah. Okay, who are you going for, Sam?
So I'm more shocked at this one than others will be, but I'd almost convinced myself that Sergio Ramos was going to get called back up for Spain. I mean, a lot of people probably assume he's retired from international football. He's not. Obviously, he just had basically a year out with injury and things didn't go quite so well when he started at PSG. But he's had a really good start to the season. It's been a really important part of a really impressive start. And he's still eligible. He's still available. And I look at the Spain centre-backs that they did actually call up. Eric Garcia, Pau Torres, Diego Llorente and Hugo Guillamon.
He's playing the midfield.
He's actually been playing number 6 for Valencia to start the season. He's not even playing. He is a natural centre-back, but he's been playing in midfield. Now, obviously, ideally, you add Aymeric Laporte to this when he's fit. Because obviously has an ankle injury. I just wonder, could Ramos not have been a big plus for Spain here? Could he not have added a bit of physicality and a bit of leadership to a backline that very clearly need it? And given his start to the season and his good injury record so far, I'm actually really shocked that Lucho didn't pull the trigger on this one and welcome him back in. I don't know if he was upset about squad dynamics or what. I don't know what it is, but Ramos is better than all of the centre-backs they've called up. And he's a 5-time Champions League winner. That's the kind of guy I would want in my team. This was the last chance to reintegrate him. He's not taking it.
And he's cut his hair. We know, when Ramos has short hair, things go well. That's one of those kind of unspoken rules in football. I did wonder about squad dynamics. That would have been my question. Is Lucho worried that bringing in a character as, volatile is probably the wrong word, but strong, someone who is a real leader and will challenge authority within a dressing room, is that going to upset the balance, which seems to be a little bit better in this Spain squad than we've seen in recent years?
Maybe he's just been out of the fold for too long, too far down the road. The same argument you can apply to Trent Alexander-Arnold at England, for example. Have they just got too far through the cycle to really reintegrate him? I thought for Ramos it would be okay to step back in. I look at the centre-backs they've got. I think he's clearly very much needed. I think he brings ingredients that they lack. Laporte will help, but Laporte's not fit right now. We'll see. But I was really convinced that he'd come back, and he hasn't.
Yeah, very interesting. I'm going to go across the pond to the States, where I am deeply upset that Jordan Pefok or Jordan Sabatu, depending on which way you go with
just
his
Jordan.
name. Or just Jordan. We'll go with Jordan. Hasn't been picked by Greg Berhalter. Now he's gone for Jesus Ferreira, who we think is going to be his number 9 at the World Cup. That's fine. He's picked Josh Sargent, who's been in good form for Norwich, let's be honest. And Ricardo Pepi, who's not been in good form for anyone. Since his move to Augsburg, he has really struggled in the Bundesliga. He got loaned out this summer to Groningen. He got on and got his first assist for the club a couple of weeks back. But there hasn't really been any signs of his life. Now, he has played well with the USMNT before. But Jordan was top scorer in the Swiss Super League last year. Now, obviously, you can question the veracity of that league within how the pyramid system works and which leagues are better. But he's made that step up to the Bundesliga with ease, I think. I think he's got 3 goals and 2 assists in 6 appearances for Union Berlin, who sit top of the table in the Bundesliga so far. Now, you can question whether he fits the Berhalter system. You can question how things work. And there have been questions about whether this is a kind of runoff, Sargent versus Pepi, for that second spot, and that Jordan will take the third one because he is a different type of player. But from Jordan's comments recently about Berhalter coming to see him or being picked up, he doesn't feel like he's going to be part of this squad. And I just find it bizarre that the number 9 for the US, who is playing at the top possible level of all of them, who is top of the Bundesliga, who is playing really well for the side top of the Bundesliga, hasn't been given a chance by Berhalter in this international break, given the form he's in.
Are we talking about a similar scenario here to Ramos and to Trent, as in it's too late in the cycle to introduce him? Maybe.
Well, he was in the last international squads, wasn't he? Now he had a problem, and he missed an absolute sitter in the game against Mexico, which is slightly less forgivable by USMNT fans. But I think he's deserved his shot for a second go at this, considering how he's been playing in the league.
They've been so long searching for a 9, and now they've actually got a few options, but he seems like one that's staring them in the face. I mean, you think they've gone through all the options, DK and all these other guys that have auditioned over the past 2 years. I wasn't sure they're going to have anyone coming into the World Cup, but now they've got 2 or 3. He does seem a very, very big one to overlook.
The thing is, with all the other positions we talk about, reintegration can be really hard. But with strikers, ultimately, with an expanded 26-man squad, just take a couple of guys you can chuck on up front who are completely different profiles to the ones you typically rely on.
And he is.
And just give them 10 minutes to see what they can do, see what they can smash up. I mean, that's ultimately what you do. You should take 3 or 4 strikers. One of them should be totally different to the others, because it's a it's a break glass in case of emergency situation, and that's what Jordan really should be at the very least.
Yeah, I think so. And it's fine that Berhalter has his way of playing, and that these strikers, Ferreira, Pepi to an extent, Sargent more so, I'd say, fit the mould of how the US want to play with their striker. Jordan doesn't quite as well, but in terms of using him as an emergency super sub, in terms of trying to change a game, I would be so shocked if they don't bring him to the World Cup. But I'm really shocked about his omission from these squads. Well, there you have it. Our 3 omissions that we're shocked by from this international break. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure you like and subscribe for more from us at Brand Simpson.